Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Heidi, and today we're going to talk about what happened with BlockFi a couple days ago. It's involving a promotional event, a lot of Bitcoin, and threats of legal action. We're going to get into it, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've been hearing that maybe the story has been trying to get buried by BlockFi for obvious reasons. It doesn't make them look too good. But here's what happened. Back in March, they held a promotional event. I believe you actually had to be invited to this based on how much money or how much you were usually trading on your BlockFi account. But basically, it was a promotional event trying to get people to trade more on BlockFi. And for example, there's a reference for this like tier 4 level of this promotion. It was if you had a trade or if you were trading like $1 million worth of value in your trades during this time period, you would be rewarded 0.4%. So you'd get about $4,000 worth of Bitcoin if you're trading roughly $1 million in your trades during this time period. So that's the kind of profit you should have expected to see if you were participating in this promotional event. So all of this is coming to light now, much to, the disapproval of BlockFi, is because the payout period for this promotional event was due to start or end around May 31st. So they started paying people out. The issue here is that they ended up paying people out in terms of Bitcoin rather than USD value. So let's say you were supposed to get $700. One lucky son of a gun got 700 Bitcoin. Actually, one person got actually 5 Bitcoin, another one got 700. There was about a little over 100 people actually who got a payment that was way more than what they should have been expecting. Again, you're supposed to be getting like 0.4%, and this is probably much more than that. It ended up costing BlockFi about $10 million worth of Bitcoin, but also keep in mind this happened during that crazy volatility, that 54% dip in Bitcoin. So, I mean, if you held, the value of that Bitcoin is actually doing pretty well compared to that. Now, here's something to pay attention to, right? BlockFi made a mistake. They willingly, basically, gave people too many Bitcoin than they should have, right? Now, what's happening to these people who did receive a payment, if they're trying to withdraw these coins, they're getting met pretty immediately with an email and some even a phone call from BlockFi, basically threatening legal action if they don't return those funds. One person actually was paid out incorrectly, but they weren't trying to withdraw those funds. They were actually trying to withdraw funds that they themselves had deposited within a month. It was a very new user. His account was about a month old, and with trying to withdraw his own funds, and that triggered BlockFi to send them threats of legal action, just trying to get their own money. So that to me is showing BlockFi is kind of panicking. Definitely not. They're trying to get all the money back. But here's the thing. This was $10 million, right? They actually have a fund for this. Their loss reserves are designed to cover situations like this. So first thing to know is that if you are a user of BlockFi, this doesn't affect your funds on the account. This doesn't affect the overall functionality of the platform itself. And it also doesn't affect the overall equity of BlockFi. They're not going bankrupt because of this. So here's the thing, they're threatening these people with legal action, right? Even though they're admitting their own mistake. And the cherry on top, maybe the bribery on top, is that they're also offering to reimburse people like $1,000 worth of stablecoin if they do return these funds. I don't know what that says about BlockFi, but it does say this is a reminder of these centralized platforms that we're always warning you about. You don't know what's happening there, you know what I mean? It's off chain. And for those people who are maybe keeping their crypto, keep in mind you did go through KYC on BlockFi, and if they have any legal right to this money, I'm not sure. I'm not an attorney or lawyer or anything. I'm very curious to see if they actually have any legal standing in this situation, or if they're just like, threatening people to get the money back. Be really interesting to see how this plays out if everyone ends up returning their funds. I believe a lot of people actually are, but devil's advocate, Would you? That's basically what I'm left speculating here. Anyway, just wanted to fill you guys in on what's happening with BlockFi. I know it's been kind of hit or miss for me with BlockFi. Definitely some benefits with passive income for this platform, but again, there's it's a centralized platform, and with that comes a lot of trade-offs. That's something that I'm always paying attention to, and this situation is just highlighting that all the more. Also, speaking of centralized platforms, you know, kind of failing their users, Binance stopped fiat deposits within that crazy volatility moment, within that, you know, 24 to 48 hours. So for those of you who are new to crypto and you're hearing me always kind of spouting about the downfalls of centralized exchanges, you know, what no one is saying about these different platforms, maybe you haven't experienced it yet, maybe you're still skeptical, but don't worry, time will prove itself. And unfortunately, probably at some point you will encounter this kind of negativity with a centralized exchange, centralized platform, what have you. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you enjoy videos like this, please hit the like button and hit subscribe with a bell notification so you can get notified when more videos like this come out. In the meantime, we'll be coming to you again real soon. So stay happy, stay healthy, and as Toby always says, stay disobedient. Bye guys.